The power of silence in the INFJ personality. Have you ever wondered why INFJs seem to have this incredible ability to remain calm, collected, and composed in the midst of chaos? It's not because they're detached or indifferent, but because they've mastered the art of silence. Their silence speaks volumes. It's not just a way to avoid confrontation. It's a weapon they use to gather strength, process emotions, and gain deeper insight. In a world that often values talking over listening, silence is a rare skill. But for an INFJ, silence is much more than just the absence of words. It's a form of strength, a tool for introspection, and a shield they use to protect their inner world. So, what is it about silence that gives INFJs such a powerful edge? 1. Silence for reflection. The INFJs' need for deep processing. One of the primary reasons INFJs use silence as a tool is their need for deep reflection and processing. INFJs are introverted intuitives, meaning they are constantly absorbing and analyzing the world around them. They don't just take things at face value. Instead, they delve into the deeper meanings and patterns that others often miss. This type of deep thinking requires space and silence to unfold. Silence allows INFJs to gather their thoughts, process complex emotions, and think deeply about the situations they find themselves in. They prefer to take their time in making decisions, ensuring that their actions align with their values and intuition. This often makes them seem wise beyond their years. To others, this reflective silence can sometimes be perceived as aloofness or withdrawal, especially in high-pressure situations where immediate responses are expected. 2. Silence as a form of empathy. INFJs are highly empathetic, often feeling the emotions of those around them as if they were their own. They use silence not only for personal reflection but also as a way to truly listen and understand the emotions of others. Instead of jumping in with advice or opinions, they hold space for people to express themselves fully. This empathetic silence creates a safe environment where others feel heard and understood. INFJs are often the confidants people turn to when they need someone to listen without judgment. By being silent, INFJs allow others to open up, which strengthens their relationships and helps them connect on a deeper level. While this silence can be healing for others, it can also be draining for the INFJ. They need to be mindful of setting boundaries to avoid absorbing too much emotional energy from others. 3. Silence as a shield protecting their inner world. One of the most misunderstood aspects of the INFJ personality is their need for privacy. INFJs are highly selective about who they let into their inner world, and they often use silence as a shield to protect themselves from those they don't fully trust. When an INFJ feels that someone is trying to invade their personal space or challenge their values, they often respond with silence rather than confrontation. This protective silence helps INFJs maintain emotional boundaries and prevent themselves from being overwhelmed by external influences. It allows them to stay centered and avoid unnecessary conflict. Silence gives them the space to evaluate whether someone is worthy of their trust and emotional investment. To others, this silence can sometimes come across as cold or distant, especially if the INFJ is perceived as being secretive or uncommunicative. 4. Silence in conflict, choosing peace over chaos. INFJs are natural peacemakers. They hate conflict and will often go out of their way to avoid unnecessary arguments or confrontations. When faced with conflict, INFJs will often resort to silence as a way to diffuse the situation and maintain harmony. They know that in the heat of the moment, words can do more harm than good. In moments of conflict, silence allows the INFJ to keep their emotions in check, avoid saying things they might regret, and give themselves time to think before responding. Their silence can also serve as a way to de-escalate tensions and prevent the situation from spiraling out of control. This silence, however, can sometimes be misinterpreted as passive aggressiveness or a refusal to engage in the problem-solving process. Others may view the INFJ's silence as avoidance, rather than a thoughtful pause. 5. Silence as a power move, mastering control. INFJs understand that silence is not just about self-preservation or reflection, it can also be a tool for power. In situations where others are trying to provoke them or push their buttons, INFJs will often use silence to show that they are not easily swayed or manipulated. This controlled silence demonstrates that they are in charge of their emotions and reactions. By choosing silence over a knee-jerk reaction, INFJs maintain their dignity and composure. They refuse to give their power away by reacting to others' attempts to provoke them. This silent control often leaves others frustrated or disarmed, as they cannot get the emotional response they were seeking. While this power move can be effective in some situations, it can also lead to misunderstandings. People might think the INFJ is being indifferent or unresponsive when, in reality, they are simply choosing not to engage. 6. Silence as a tool for clarity. Finding the answers within. INFJs are known for their deep introspection and desire for personal growth. They use silence as a way to connect with their inner selves, meditate on their experiences, and seek clarity about their life's purpose. This internal dialogue often happens in the quiet moments, away from distractions and noise. This self-imposed silence allows INFJs to gain insights that others might miss. By stepping away from the external world and retreating into their thoughts, they often come back with a clearer sense of direction and purpose. This ability to find clarity in silence is one of the reasons INFJs are often seen as wise or intuitive. However, the INFJ's need for solitude and silence can sometimes isolate them from others. If not balanced with healthy social interactions, this introspective silence can lead to feelings of loneliness or detachment. Silence is far from a weakness for INFJs. It's one of their greatest weapons. It allows them to reflect, protect their inner world, navigate conflict with grace, and maintain emotional control. Whether used for personal introspection or as a tool in relationships, the INFJ's mastery of silence is a testament to their emotional intelligence and deep understanding of themselves and others. For the INFJs watching, embrace your silence. It's your superpower. And for those who know and love an INFJ, understand that when they are silent, they are not disengaged. They are simply accessing a deeper level of thought, reflection, and power. If you're an INFJ, how do you use silence in your daily life? And if you've experienced the silence of an INFJ, what was it like? Let us know in the comments below.